Hey guys, you're watching Backyard Politics, and I'm Nikki. What the fuck happened last night? Uh, Voter suppression, election rigging, the DNC wouldn't suspend the primaries. It's fucking ridiculous. I believe Ohio was the only one to successfully do that, and that's because they have a Republican in charge, a Republican governor. The Democrat governors that try to extend their primaries, this is actually reported, the DNC was threatening them to take away half of their delegates. So the only state that was able to postpone was Ohio. This is a shit show, and I'm going to back up everything that I am saying right now. So if I can just close this guy out. Okay. Fiorello from the Convo Couch, who I've mentioned on here quite a few times, she has been totally on top of everything as far as the election rigging goes. So on this tweet, she says, Illinois primary reports so far. Voters leaving because polling stations are not staffed and lack cleaning supplies. Voters already waiting long because polling stations aren't staffed properly. Voting locations changed, shut down. Vote by mail ballots did not arrive on time. And then, let's see what else the rest of it says. She said that the Convo Couch will be reporting most of the day, and if you have any info on it, spread the word, let her know, etc. Then she also tweeted, breaking on last night's broadcast, we realized the Orlando Sentinel, I think she spelled that wrong, Sentinel, and the Chicago broadcast station WCIA, which is literally the station. Come on, shadow up. Both tested out same exact numbers on their supposed test broadcast results. So either they were in talks of using same results, or these are early results they had. So at the end of one of my other videos, I showed a video about what happened here in Illinois. So here are the numbers: 986,341. Sanders has 893,249. Well, if you go to the other picture, they're the exact same fucking numbers. They're from two different places. They're the same exact numbers. And it's supposed to be, ooh, whoops, we accidentally aired this. That's bullshit. This is another reason. Mass voter suppression in North Dakota today. Only one polling place each in Fargo and Grand Forks, the two biggest cities, and also home to by far the largest youth and minority votes. Oh, and it's 23 degrees outside. This is fucking ridiculous. So what was happening all across the country yesterday was that they were closing down more polling stations because of the coronavirus, which leaves everybody packed in to the ones that are remaining like fucking sardines. So that's healthy, right? There was another video that went viral yesterday of a girl who was a volunteer, and she said that at their training, they were asking about how to sanitize stuff, how to go about, dealing with the coronavirus, and there was no direction whatsoever. So they try to say that the young voter turnout was down. This is bullshit. Jen Perlman for Congress. If you don't already, please go follow her and support her. She's running against Debbie Wasserman Schultz, and if you know anything, you know that woman is fucked up. Voter suppression includes closing polling stations, hours-long wait lines to vote, provisional ballots not counted, being thrown off voter rolls. Election integrity matters to the Maricopa County Elections Director, apparently. So this is the Maricopa County Elections Director, and this also went viral, and it absolutely should have. I'm going to play it for you guys. Watch him and his reaction to trying to tell the public that they're closing election stations.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I just want to let everyone know that we've been working very diligently the last several months to implement the Board of Supervisors approved Election Day and emergency voting plan. But in the last several weeks, there have been some issues with us being able to identify enough supplies, whether those be cleaning supplies, and then we also had some polling locations fall out over the last few weeks. So last night with the board, the board made a decisive action to approve a plan and give me the direction to be able to reduce the number of voting locations that we would then be able to provide those voters and those voting locations with the supplies they need, those cleaning supplies, those sanitation supplies that we can then disinfect those high touch surfaces in those polling locations. So those voters, if they wanted to vote in person, they'd be able to have that polling location be available to them, and then our poll workers would be able to make sure that all those high touch surfaces were cleaned. So what this plan does is that we've had 229 polling locations available prior to the plan, and then after the board's vote, I went and performed an analysis to make sure that all those voters had 151 vote anywhere vote centers. We're taking this from those voters had 41 voting locations before these 151. Now they have 151 vote locations that they can choose from. And then with that, we're also going to be providing those voters with the options and the ability to. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Go ahead, Steve. Well, first.
He said, I'm sorry, I can't do this. I want to see if I can play that just at the very end. Yeah, here we go.
We're also going to be providing those voters with the options and the ability to. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
Guilty conscience much?
Go ahead, Steve. Well, first.
Now, for
Thank you, Mr.
all of you people that are like, oh, well, he just got nervous. That's his fucking job. He does this shit every day. He does this shit every day. He was elected to do this. So here's another way that, and I had already mentioned it because this is obviously me. This is another way that our voices aren't being heard and our vote is being suppressed. The timeline of events I want to cover with you is Buttigieg had the Iowa poll thrown out, but for the first time ever, it wasn't released. And he had it thrown out because he complained that one of his voters got a phone call for a poll, I guess, and they claimed that his name wasn't available to that one person, so they tossed the entire poll. Usually polls have a plus or minus error of like 2%, 5%. Not one person, one single person would not normally tie something like this up. The Shadow app, which I've talked about in a couple of my previous videos, was funded by Buttigieg campaign, and it allegedly messed up and wasn't tested before it was used in the presidential campaign. And I say it allegedly messed up because it was intentionally meant to mess the votes up, because Bernie was supposed to win. And he did, if you look at the popular vote. So here, I said that February 11th. Remember the good old Iowa caucuses? And that was when Bernie's team was ready for all of this stuff. I don't know what happened between then and now. I don't know why he's not calling out the voter suppression, the election rigging. I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's really disappointing. I want my state's primary is May 19th. And I want my vote to go towards the movement, not a single person. I want it to go towards taking over the establishment and fixing things so that we can have a socialistic government, so that people give a shit about each other, so that we don't have any more of these endless wars. There's, no more homeless people sleeping on the streets. We can afford our medication. The list goes on and on. I gotta be completely honest. I know that Bernie will back Biden if Biden becomes the nominee. Um, I've heard that Tulsi also will, but between the two of them, the only one calling out election rigging and all of this fraud is Tulsi Gabbard. She is, I've actually posted a video about it. She was introduced the American elections. Oh, securing America's elections bill. That's what it was. I'm sorry, I had a brain fart. Um, so that's the way I'm leaning, honestly, because I want my vote to count. I want my vote to matter, and I want to know that no matter what, I did the right thing. That's why I do these stupid videos. That's why I annoy my family with how much it's like, do you know what's going on right now? Because it's important. It matters. We don't have a lot of time. So I'm going to do what I can, and I'm not going to stop fighting, and I hope you don't either. Status Coup posted a little clip of Michael Moore, and I'm not a huge Michael Moore fan. I like a few of the things that he's done, but he's a little too establishment for me. That being said, he has endless connections, and this little bit that you're about to hear, if you haven't heard it yet, is very telling.
With people that don't necessarily share my politics in the Democratic Party, but are good enough people that they were willing to confide their concerns and their fears to me. And I want to share some of that right now. Over these past 10 days, there is not one longtime Democrat, well-known Democrat, party functionary that I've spoken to that has not, off the record, admitted to me that there is a problem with Joe Biden. And when they say that, they are primarily speaking about something has happened or something is wrong. What they describe to me as cognitive decline. I mean, I guess there's many ways to describe it. We all know it because we all have parents or grandparents or great-grandparents. We've all seen it. It starts to worry us. It starts to concern us, but it's not all the time. And so it looks like, things are still okay. And we're decent people. And we want our elders to live a long life and a happy life and have access to everything in life that they should have, and they shouldn't be denied it simply because they've gotten old. So it's why I think it's difficult for some people to discuss this, but we're talking about the fate of the country at this moment. That's all I'm talking about. We're talking about beating Donald Trump, not Donald Trump crushing our candidate. And every person I have spoken to in these 10 days has agreed that there's a problem. Some of them have even gone so far as to describe to me the measures that they know from speaking to the Biden campaign or people close to the campaign. Measures are being taken. I keep being told this. Measures, don't worry, measures are being... What do you mean by measures? What measures can you do? Somebody is in decline, they're in decline. I mean, I don't know of a way to reverse that, but what are you saying? And then they start to describe to me things like, well, first of all, we're suggesting that he name his vice presidential nominee now or very soon. Tell the public who he's chosen, tell her name. It'll be a woman, but it's going to be a very smart woman, a younger woman, a capable brainiac woman. Somebody that when people if he does mess up between now and the convention or now and the election, and it's enough for people to rationalize or say to themselves, it's okay. Look who's the VP. If this goes further, it gets worse or whatever. The VP, my God, she's incredible.
So that was just some of Michael Moore's.
Sorry, Jordan. That is infuriating. We're not voting for a future possible woman VP that might possibly do something sometime. Fuck that. I don't even care if it's a woman at this point. I want policy. I want real fucking change. I'm sick of this. I am terrified that this world is not going to be here for my kids. Does anybody care? Like, I'm at that fucking point right now. This is so frustrating. And honestly, most of the time, I have better conversations with Republicans than I do with the fucking neoliberals. Sorry. Just saying. Living in a goddamn bubble. I don't mean to be so angry. I am passionate. And I hate when people misconstrue that. It really irritates me. I am not mad at somebody. I am pissed at the problem, the gigantic problem overall, and I am passionate to fix it, and I don't understand why more people aren't. However, I need to realize, and everybody else does too, that there is a giant movement that is ready to yellow vest up, and after the convention, there will be a revolution. There will be an uprising. We are not going to take this land down. They're not going to cheat us twice. We will win. So do not give up. Make sure your vote goes to somebody that you believe in, that you believe will enact the policies that you care about and that are important so that we can have a future. Have a good day. Keep up the fight. Keep up the faith. Medicare be with you.